us up and then hand it off to others here. So, welcome to this event to celebrate the owners of the Glascock Office condominiums, 4 nonprofit organizations, and their dedication to significantly improving the energy performance of their building. Thank you for joining us at this celebration. I'm Tom Deo. I'm the CEO of the Montgomery County Green Bank. What we have in our midst here is conservation on many levels. We've got the nonprofits with environmental conservation as their mission. We've got energy savings and environmental greenhouse gas savings resulting from the series of improvements made to this building. And we've got environmentally stormwater management to protect the bay as exhibited by the work of EYA on the property surrounding this building. So I call it a trifecta. Okay? The posters in the room here show the level of effort put into improving the energy performance of this building and the significant energy savings that result from those improvements. I call them huge. This is what we would all wish to see accomplished across the county. We are excited to have all of the contributing partners here today to mark this occasion and these outcomes. We have the owners of the building, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Society, American Fishery Society, and American Society of Photogrammetry. I practiced that. We also have County Executive Marc Elrich, Councilmember Tom Hucker, Councilmember Andrew Friedman, and Adriana Hochberg, the Assistant Chief Administrative Officer of the county. The county created the Green Bank. And for the project team, we have Ken Cook, CEO of Revere Bank, Elizabeth Hitchman from Pepco, Peter Drown from Recurrent Innovative Solutions, the contractor for the project, and Bob Sahady from the Green Bank Board of Directors. And we'll be hearing from them through the program. Rosemary Sabatino and Josh Myers are here from the Green Bank, and Stan Edwards of DEP, who's our special advisor. So just to give you a little feel for the Green Bank. The Green Bank was founded on the principles of capital leverage, collaboration, and partnership. We're chartered by the county to grow a clean energy market, not by ourselves, but by serving as a business partner with others to accelerate clean energy investment and action in the county. Our function is to help the county reach its goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by supporting more projects and more energy savings. We get to this more by using our limited capital in partnership with other financial institutions to bring their greater investing capacity for energy efficiency and renewable energy improvements in the county. Greater capacity, more projects. This Glascock project helps illustrate the key role the Green Bank can play in accelerating clean energy improvement work. Some work on energy performance projects can be done independently with owner resources. Early work on this building, as you see on those posters, fell into this category. But some work requires financial support beyond the means that a building owner may have to do the critical, important energy savings work. Financial support that needs to be flexible, recognizes the benefits of energy improvements, and looks at energy savings as a source to support the financing needed for the improvements, where cash is not available to the building owners. The final phase of this project here at this building was fundamental to achieving the last set of energy efficiency improvements for the building and to complete the gain in energy savings for the owners. Yet, the building owners needed resources to complete the task. This is where the Green Bank's approach comes in. The Green Bank had laid a foundation which this project could use to achieve success. It used the financial partnering construct that the Green Bank had established with Revere Bank to support its lending into the market of retrofitting an existing building with energy savings improvements. It built on the strength of existing relationships formed with energy performance contractors, in this case with Recurrent Innovative Solutions. And it worked with the collaborative relationship established with Pepco that looked to benefit from Pepco incentives to reduce energy consumption. What a nice result for Glascock and for the environment. Another 17% more in energy savings for this building for that project. As with any movement, each success builds momentum for the next. Each new project gains the interest of other owners and capital providers to join in and undertake new work. The Green Bank is seeing this momentum movement. Just this past week, the Green Bank, with partners Revere Bank and City First Enterprises, closed on loans to support a very large energy improvement project at a residential condominium community. Moving forward, And the Green Bank is advancing this momentum with its work in other sectors, community solar, affordable housing, and residential, where we just recently created 2 new partnerships with the NASA Federal Credit Union and Clean Energy Federal Credit Union for homeowner loans in the county. With the success of the Glascock Building project and with these additional efforts, the Green Bank is building paths to help more energy savings projects in the county. More projects to deliver more energy savings. More projects to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and support county goals. The Glascock Building's efforts are commendable. We could not to be more proud of being a part of today's celebration in this project. So now I'm going to kick it off to the real people in this project. So I want to turn it over to the building owners of the Glascock condominiums. As we all know, the motivation, planning, and perseverance of the building owners is key to getting to any results. So we have Denise Spencer from the American Fisheries Society to set the stage of how this came about, interests, motivations, followed by Doug Austin, the Executive Director of American Fisheries, and Josh Kurtz of the Nature Conservancy. And then I'll interlude and introduce the next set. So thank you. Denise.
First off, I want to thank everybody to come here and help us celebrate our new HVAC system. This building was built in 1980 and had not had any major renovations since. I've been working for a number of years to make our building energy efficient. To do this, I've had to do a number of things, and working with Recurrent Management's building management, I have retrofitted all the light fixtures in the building and outside with LED bulbs. This was done with the help of Pepco's Energy Savings for Business programs. Pepco is also involved with our new energy efficient HVAC system by providing an incentive check to help offset the cost of the system. We weren't able to do it on our own. We are grateful to have them for all their help with these projects. With our goal of efficiency, we caulked and sealed the building windows to prevent any heating or cooling loss. And these are big windows. To increase efficiency of the building, we replaced a wood exterior on that side of the building with brick. We also replaced all our restroom fixtures with automatic ones. This has provided a great savings in water usage, and the brick has helped insulate the building. Also, on the outside of the building, EYA, who's the builder of the condos surrounding our building, installed rain gardens to control water management. They also have 12 bio-retention areas, 11 acres dedicated to legacy open spaces, and 9 acres in a conservation easement. Oh, he just told me this. Along with, they had installed the rain gardens to control water management, and on a lighter side, along with plantings to provide a food source for butterflies and bees. You would not believe all the monarchs that are around here during the summertime. With all the projects we have completed, we expect to be able to save additional energy and again earn recognition of superior energy performance and earn the Energy Star Award from the EPA. Buildings that earn the EPA star use 35% less energy and generate 35% fewer greenhouse gas emissions than similar buildings across the nation. And we've gotten this almost the whole time I've been president of the condo board, which has been 6 years, so 5 out of 6 years we've gotten the star. That's it.
Good morning, everybody, and Denise, thanks for giving that overview of everything you've done for the building. It's fantastic. Thanks to Montgomery County Green Bank Revere for building this opportunity to do this work. It's really in line with who we are as a fisheries society. We're the American Fisheries Society, so just really briefly a little bit about who we are, since most of you have probably never heard of us or been in this building. AFS is the world's largest and oldest professional society of fisheries scientists and managers. We have members primarily in the US and Canada, but also about 50 countries worldwide. We have 22 staff in this building. We're upstairs and we're down here as well. We do a number of things. We talked about greenhouse gases, climate change. We're interested in the quality and perpetuity of the nation's fisheries, from everything from cutthroat trout in high mountains to marlin and tuna in the major ocean fisheries as well. We do everything to help manage and support scientists and managers who work with these fisheries. We have a big publications office upstairs. I want to bring you an example of something that just came out. We publish books. This is trout and char, so brook trout, brown trout, all those sorts of things. We publish books. We publish journals, 6 journals, international journals. We put on conferences, the largest conference in fishery scientists in the world. We just had one in Reno, Nevada last month. We work down in Congress. We actually work with Nature Conservancy on things like climate change and greenhouse gases, landscape management, those sorts of things. Anything we can do to help manage our fisheries, improve them, and ensure that they're there for future generations. We're really appreciative of the work of the Green Bank, Montgomery County, and others. It's perfectly in line with who we are as a society and profession. And we're really happy to see this as a model for others and hope that other businesses, nonprofits, private entities in Montgomery County will take advantage of this as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm Josh Kurtz. I'm the Director of Policy and Government Relations for the Nature Conservancy. I've never seen anything like this in this building. I've been here for about 7 years, and normally it's like 4 or 5 of us sitting at the table having lunch. So the Nature Conservancy is a global organization. We're in 72 countries, and we're in every state here in the U.S. And in Maryland and D.C., we focus on 2 things. And that's building a more climate resilient state. And D.C., we do that by protecting our forests and by protecting and restoring our coastlines. And we're looking at generating more clean water. We do that by attacking the 2 most important sources of runoff in the state, and that's from agriculture and from urban areas. We also work on tackling climate change. I think this project is a great example of ways that we can work together to do that. At the Conservancy, we really try to identify these innovative solutions, things that pair funding and project development, and really share that across the country. So we're very excited about what Montgomery County is doing. As a Montgomery County native, I'm also really happy and impressed with the innovative leadership we see here in the county. I want to thank Councilmember Friedson, Councilmember Hucker, obviously County Executive Elrich. I see Adam Ortiz here as well. So we could not be happier with the innovative leadership and this Green Bank. Tom, your leadership has been wonderful. So thank you all, and thank you to all the project partners. This was really spectacular. We're very, very pleased. And I want to single out Denise. Her leadership on the condo board has really allowed all of this to happen over the years. She's recounted all of the things she's done to really help drive sustainability here, and she deserves a lot of credit for that. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'd like to invite up all the Montgomery County officials, County Executive, Mr. Hucker, Mr. Friedson, and Adriana. And I just want to acknowledge and thank first the County Executive when you, as a council member, you thought about this idea and you passed it, and so this is now sort of an evidence of that, and I know you continue to support us. We've had a number of conversations, and you push us all as hard as you can, and we appreciate that. And Mr. Hucker, we had a number of interactions with you and gotten your support and your sort of innovation of thinking, and when we had our first interaction with the Councilmember Friedson, you know, he got it. At the moment we sat down, he got it. We didn't have to explain the Green Bank, and he said, okay, now let's get this thing going. And I applaud you, County Executive, for hiring Adriana. It has just been she's a fabulous colleague and collaborator, and we've had wonderful interactions and support from her. So thank you. County Executive.
Thank you. I also want to acknowledge Adam Ortiz, who's here, and he's the director of the department. And I just want to say how excited I am. I was on the council when we created the Green Bank. It was an important step forward, and we are actually doing the work that we set out to do. What I hope is this becomes normal. I hope it becomes so normal that we don't even do ribbon cuttings or anything like that, that this just becomes what has to happen. We all know we've got a climate emergency. We all know greenhouse gases have to come down drastically. We cannot afford to have an inventory of buildings that are old and basically consuming carbon or spewing carbon into the air at the pace they are right now and expect to make any progress in climate change. So this is going to have to be the norm. And what I like about this is what you've been able to show is it actually makes economic sense. And a lot of us have argued about this. I remember the old days when people would talk about, oh, solar is way too long a payback to even consider. Is there even going to be a payback? Well, we know most of these innovations now have paybacks. This is going to save $110,000 on a $206,000 loan. That's a payback. We need people to realize that this is actually good for business, not bad for business. We may have to lead people to the water. But hopefully when they get to the water, they'll drink it and they'll realize it's good water and that it's going to make a better environment. And I want to thank Tom for his work at the bank, and I think your dedication and the fact that you've assembled a team that understands what we're supposed to do. I am so happy about the residential condominium. That's big news, and I know we're going to be doing lots of great things. I want to thank Ken from Revere Bank. We've had a couple of conversations. And it's good to have a banking partner that gets it, that actually wants to work in this sphere, that has some sense of mission and a public purpose in banking. Not all banks have a public purpose, and not all banks come here willingly. It's something you do out of obligation, out of something you do rather than something you do out of understanding. And I feel in Ken we've got a partner, and we've got a bank that's a partner that understands this is something that's important for us to do. So I am excited. I really, I'm looking forward to our moving forward. We will implement regulations. Just as a hint, DC is requiring older buildings to come up to new standards. We're not going to just simply hope people adopt this voluntarily. Ending climate change is not a voluntary exercise. It's no longer a choice, it's an obligation. And so we're going to make it an obligation. But hopefully people realize it's actually a pleasant obligation. It's like getting your teeth cleaned. It's good for you. It'll be good for you. It'll save you lots of expensive dental work down the road. So I just want to thank everybody for being here, and it's great to have cutting lists. Also, I should be remiss not to acknowledge the conduct organization. You guys are phenomenal. And I guess it's in your DNA because it's the work you do every day. So this was a logical extension of the work you do. But I want you to know how much I appreciate it. And you and the bank need to be ambassadors to the rest of the business community, so that when we talk about this, you become the people who can say, look, we made this work and it made sense, and it's going to make sense for you. So again, thank everybody for being here, and thank you for an amazing project.
Good morning, everybody. Very excited to be here. My name is Tom Hucker. I'm Vice President of the County Council and the Chair of the Transportation and Environment Committee. Marc, thanks for your leadership on not just this building, but on all the great work your administration is doing on climate in general. You've put together a great team with Adriana and Adam and Stan and Lindsay are here as well, and I'm sure others that I can't recognize. But anyway, thanks for all your leadership. We have a long way to go. And thanks so much to Denise and Doug and Josh for your involvement in this terrific project, and to Tom and Rosemary at the Green Bank. I'll just, I worked on a lot of environmental campaigns for a number of environmental groups, state and federal campaigns. I've never worked in a building this nice. So I'm looking forward to the full tour. But just from the council's perspective, let me tell you, our county, when Marc used to sit next to me on the dais, we set an ambitious goal of getting to zero carbon emissions by 2035, and we're very, very focused on meeting that goal. Every day, we hear more grim news about the climate. Can anybody remember the last time we heard good news about the climate? Every news item that comes out makes things sound worse. Yesterday, it was the Greenland ice shelf. The melting rate of that is going to put 400 million people at risk of flooding in the next 80 years. But our federal government, of course, is unwilling to even acknowledge the threat of climate change. They're busy opening up new lands for drilling. They're busy reducing auto emission standards. So it really falls to all of us at the state and local level to step up and set the example for other states and to do everything we can to eliminate our carbon pollution. So we're taking action. Building energy use is the single greatest source at the county level. We can't focus on just cleaning up government buildings, and we've been doing a good job of that. We have to work with the private sector to address all the old buildings in the county and the private sector, and that's what today's event's all about. The CLEAR program of the Green Bank is a great example of these partnerships. As Marc said, we really want to get to the point where we never need to announce these. These are just becoming routine. But we're still a leader. Montgomery County at this point is one of the few jurisdictions with a green bank, and the investments we're making in clean energy infrastructure are really helping to increase our climate resilience and decrease the cost of doing business, which we saw in the savings that's been described. Marc and I and Andrew go to a lot of ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings and ceremonies, but if you've read the science, you know this is going to be one of the most important ceremonies we're going to all year. So really excited about today's project, and I hope it, as Marc said, becomes the norm and nothing we have to celebrate, but something that we see happening every week all across the county. Thank you all for your leadership.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Andrew Friedson. I am so honored to be here as the District 1 County Council member. This is such a fitting opportunity to be here in District 1, not because I happen to represent it as the first project, and because I did have a great meeting with Tom very early on in my tenure on the council and said, okay, that's great, let's deploy the capital. How do we get this going? But I think more importantly, far more importantly than that, is that this really was the focus and brainchild of my predecessor, Roger Berliner, who represented this district. And so for the first project to be in District 1 in the district that Roger Berliner ably represented for 12 years, I think really is fitting. It is humbling for me to try to continue on in the work and the legacy that he leaves behind. I think we are continuing to make that a worthwhile endeavor. Thank you to Tom for your work. Thank you to Revere Bank for really putting the community and community banking, which is what this project is all about. And thanks to everybody who's here. I think, we heard earlier about the site, the 35 acres, 20 acres of which are being dedicated as part of environmental sustainability goals, tremendous number of projects. But I think it's even more fitting than that. Talked about the tenants, and mission-focused tenants who are really focusing on environmental issues here locally and globally, which is how we need to tackle these issues. It's probably the most collaborative condo board I've ever seen. I have some experience with condo boards, being a condo tenant and owner myself, but it really is great. It also, in 1913, Gilbert Grosvenor, this was the site of the editor of National Geographic, somebody who really put a lot of environmental issues on the map, and so this really is tied in a lot of different aspects, and so it's such a fitting place, such a fitting building, and I think is really what the Green Bank is all about, what this project and program was created to do, and really is an amazing opportunity to be able to do it. I do want to thank Tom Hucker, who's really been a terrific leader on this, as well as County Executive Marc Elrich, and I did also want to say the two folks who are here, his two appointees, two of the most, the proudest appointees that I was able to cast my votes for, two really talented people, Adriana and Adam, who are doing great work on our environmental sustainability goals, which are so critical. So I want to thank you all for that, and thank the team, County Executive Elrich, that you've assembled to be able to reach our goals. And these are huge goals. We heard earlier the County Executive talk about our environmental goals. Heard Tom talk about it as well. If we're going to meet these goals, which are extremely aggressive, we can't do it with the private sector alone. We can't do it with the public sector alone. We have to do it in partnership with the private sector and the public sector. That's what this project is all about. That's what Green Bank is all about, and that's what we need to continue to do. So let's continue the work, and thanks for allowing me to be here today.
Good morning. My name is Adriana Hochberg, and I serve as the Climate Change Coordinator for Montgomery County. And it just made sense to wear green today. I was wondering. So first, I'd like to congratulate the Glascock Condominium Association for aligning your environmental mission and your values with actions that are directly reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And the list of energy efficiency improvements that you've made is very impressive. As several of the speakers noted, Montgomery County has extremely ambitious greenhouse gas reduction goals. To attain our target of 0 emissions by 2035, we're going to need buildings throughout the county to undertake the type of retrofits that were done here in this building. Successfully combating the climate emergency is going to require implementing large-scale solutions that draw on both public and private resources. The Green Bank, under the capable leadership of Tom Deo, is an important tool in our toolbox of climate solutions. The Green Bank is able to leverage private capital to accelerate the adoption of green energy technologies and energy efficiency retrofits. A great feature of the Green Bank is its flexibility. The Green Bank has a capacity to offer not only loans and underwriting, but it can also provide much needed technical assistance to help building owners figure out what types of energy efficiency improvements that they need and how to finance them. I look forward to helping the Green Bank and its clients celebrate more project completions and more greenhouse gas emissions reductions. Thank you.
All right, so to close out the program, I'd like to invite up the project partners, Kevin from Revere Bank and Elizabeth from Pepco, Peter with Recurrent, and Bob Sahady from So we would like you, this is the point where you actually hear a little bit about what went on here in terms of the investing and the project work. And I'd love to have Ken start us off. And from the moment we had that first meeting, it was just fantastic. We want to be in this, we want to do this. And so you've been a great partner in that. And Recurrent was our first work and when we were figuring out what to do. Recurrent was at the table with us there. Pepco's been at it with Sandy and Elizabeth and their whole team the whole time. And then I'll let Bob close it out for us for the Green Bank.
Great, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you. So my takeaway from the county executive is, get your teeth cleaned and don't make me give you a root canal. Is that pretty good?
I wouldn't have quite said that.
That's what I heard. You can say it.
Thank you.
That's great. First of all the great things about this project have already been said. And, but what I would like to do is just say that it's an honor for us to be involved. And life's about causing outcomes. You can either let the circumstances control you, or you can decide to control the circumstances around you. And Tom and the county council, with private funding, have created a nonprofit which takes that private capital and allows them through guarantees and sometimes direct loans to leverage it and spread that great mission into many times the amount of capital that's inside of the Green Bank. It is just a great program. Lots of stuff is talked about, and we all have a lot of ideas. Very few things in life are implemented to where you get to see these kind of results. I think it's incumbent upon everyone here today to let others know about it. And because if doing this was easy, everyone would be doing it. We have 5 or 6 partners. I have two colleagues at the bank that are heavily involved in this, Horatio Chacon and Patrick Vanderham, that got me in front of Tom. And we began the discussions. We have heard great things about, haven't met Kevin, right Kevin? Peter. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I still haven't met Kevin, apparently. I have met Peter, but Recurrent Innovative Solution. Been a great partner, helped us navigate through all this, rebates and figuring out how to structure all this. So it's been a number of people at the table. So it's a great partnership. We're honored. I think everything else has been covered, but we're part of an economic circle of life in Montgomery County and in the region. And we put capital into deals, and what happens on the other end? Businesses are more successful, buildings are more efficient, our climate's cleaner, we have a better quality of life. EYA is a great developer. Look at what they've done around here. They built a great home. Look at what we can do together. And so we play a little part in that. We're one of the good guys. We have a lot of good people in this room that are all kind of moving toward great solutions. Energy savings, it's great. The biggest obstacle for whether it's a homeowner or a business owner is, where do I come up with that big slug of capital when I got 100 other things going on? Everyone wants to have the energy cost. Well, here's a solution. Here's one of the solutions. And Tom's expanding it into residential individual homeowners and that sort of thing. So I just see this as a great success story. I can go on. Before I close out, again, it's an honor. We are in the process of merging with Sandy Spring Bank. Revere Bank is, and they will be the successor bank. Here's the point. Tax base stays in the county, tax base stays in the state, and we're not going anywhere. So, and don't think that maybe wasn't part of our plan. So, thank you all very much.
our Chief Executive Officer, Keith Darrington, was supposed to be here today. He was unable to make it. He's sick, so I'm going to be presenting on his behalf. First of all, we, as the contract, we'd just like to thank the county executive and the council members for their foresight in instituting this green bank. We walk through a lot of buildings every day. We really understand the magnitude of efficiency gains that can be achieved in this county. It's a tremendous amount, but we need financing programs in place in order to make that happen. And so when the Green Bank, when we first started with the working groups, we took an active role in participating in those and helping Tom and the team formulate and strategize on some of the programs that would really have a good uptake in our community and the contractor community. And so we're really excited for this opportunity. So we really want to thank you for the opportunity to start the Green Bank. Also, Tom and the team at the Green Bank and Revere Bank has been very helpful and flexible and just efficient at getting this project financed. And I'm sure Denise can speak to that a little bit more. Pepco, specifically Sandy Barrier, tremendously helpful in the whole, facilitating the whole rebate process. So thank you very much for that. And then obviously all the credit really goes to Denise and the team here at the building for their foresight and the ability to put their mission into practice by implementing these types of efficiency improvements. And a lot's been said on some of those improvements. So our involvement as a company with this building goes back to 2006. Back then, we were really just a building maintenance company, and that's what we provided. But as we saw the need and for continued efficiency, and as we saw the market start to grow in this space, we sort of evolved our company to really tackle this space. And so we built on an engineering practice, and we built on an HVAC practice, and we began to do really full-scale energy efficiency projects. And so that's what we see as really our focus going forward. And so Glascock, throughout this entire process, this building owner has been really excited about getting some of these improvements installed and taking part in that transition. And as I said, Denise kind of mentioned it, but there's all the improvements that have been done since 2006. I'll kind of go through them real quick. 2007, we did duct insulation. 2010, we installed a building automation and control system in the building. You get a lot of savings out of building controls. 2013, we installed new VAV boxes throughout the property. 2014, we helped put on, help with a new roof for the building. 2015, all the LED retrofit that you see here was done. 2016, caulking and resealing for the majority of the building. We still need to do the doors. As you can tell, it's a little chilly in here in the winter. We got to do a vestibule or something out there. We were just talking about trying to get that done. I think that's kind of the final big ticket item. But the HVAC is obviously what we're talking about today, and that's kind of the big ticket item of 2019. The existing unit, you can kind of see some of it on the poster. It was a McQuay 60-ton packaged rooftop unit. With the system we're putting in, it's higher efficiency. It'll save about 29% on the electric over the existing unit. Overall, the building saved about 31% energy since 2009, so a significant amount of savings. And this, we anticipate, will be around $6,200 in annual cost savings as a result of the new unit. So our process working with Revere and the Montgomery County Green Bank was very seamless and efficient. They were able to turn around the loan very quickly, and we successfully installed the unit last Wednesday. And we just want to say we highly recommend any other contractor in the area to work with the Green Bank. We think this is a critical need in the marketplace. There's all kinds of reasons that efficiency projects don't get financed. A lot of it's just not understanding the value proposition of efficiency. A lot of it's split incentive issues where landlords and tenants and who benefits and who pays. But this Green Bank really steps into that gap, and I think provides that, fills that market niche very well. And so we're really excited to be a part of this project, and really hats off to the Glascock owners for showing leadership in this area. So thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Hitchman. I work for Pepco Holdings. I represent Pepco and Delmarva Powers. I'm the program manager for the prescriptive and existing buildings program that this was used for. As I go across the state, I represent not just Pepco, but also Delmarva Power. And I've had great experiences pretty much allowing customers to realize how important Empower is. If you're not familiar with Empower Maryland, Empower Maryland has been around since 2008. It was created initially under the O'Malley administration. In 2009, I would say that's when the programs really got started, and we've seen quite an evolution through that time. I initially started on this program as a marketing person, as a contractor like Sandy working as a marketing person. And I have to say, it was so exciting to have the opportunity to help the environment. I think because of that, this is probably the best job I've ever had, because I feel like I'm helping in, the sustainability. We mostly do lighting, HVAC, chillers, things like that. It's not very exciting, but it has a huge impact. I deal a lot with Montgomery County. Sadie and I have worked on the streetlight project. We just paid out phase 3 yesterday that I approved. Montgomery County is going to get $4 million just in incentives for the streetlights. I live off of Great Seneca Highway in Gaithersburg in the Lakelands, and I feel so proud to drive down that street every day now because the lights are bright. They're all the same color temperature. I used to drive down there, and I'm like, God, these lights are always on. One of them is flickering, by the way, just so you know. But anyway, it's been such an honor. Sadie's amazing. She and I have been working together now. We've actually become friends working together for the past 2.5 years. But I don't want to get into all the, everyone's already described the project. I'm really I approve the invoices, obviously, but that's important, right? But more than that, I think, like I said, I spent a lot of time in the field. I was at Dana last week. I met you last week out there at the winter conference. And I have the great opportunity of meeting customers and hearing what they feel. We had someone from the commission. We had somebody from all the different contractors. We have municipalities. That's a new program that we created last year that I'm in charge of as well. And a lot of people need assistance. And not only does this program help financially, but it creates jobs, it reduces power plants. I work for Exelon. We still have power plants, and our objective is to reduce the number that we need. And these programs allow that each and every time. This is a gorgeous building. I would love to live in one of these condos. They're absolutely beautiful. But Montgomery County is certainly the leader, I would say, in every county. I've been to a lot of counties and up and down the state, and I have to say by far Montgomery County is certainly the best when it comes to sustainability. And so I'm just glad that I'm able to contribute towards that. We have other programs now like Building Tune-Up, which talks about your building optimization that Montgomery County government is now doing. They're in phase 1, about to go into phase 2. So we're doing a lot of things. We're trying not to just do lighting. We're trying to focus on the building tune-up, which has to do with, just your building optimization, analytics, things like that. So there's a lot of other opportunities even for this building. So that's my job, is to promote the program as much as we can and let people know that it's not just about getting a check. You're helping the environment, you're creating jobs, and most importantly, we're going to help, reach that goal by 2035. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining this celebration. I'm Bob Sahady, a board member of the Montgomery County Green Bank. Myself and 10 other county residents have joined together to get this green bank off the ground. I had a thought yesterday. I saw the Time Person of the Year, this young woman, Greta Thunberg, who's really, internationally has elevated climate change. And I got to thinking, certainly we need all the policy and all the attention we can get to this cause, but I've been at this for a while, and I think what we have here today is we're the foot soldiers in getting those kinds of climate actions done. And it really takes, bankers, contractors, the county executive and his team providing the legal and policy perspective to all this, to bring it all together. And I liked your comment about the economic circle of life. We all have to eat, we all have to pay our bills, and yet we have to figure out ways of, bringing energy efficiency, climate change into those things. And fortunately, with a lot of creative solutions and technology, that's possible now. And I think we're very privileged to be in Montgomery County. I've been a resident my whole adult life, coming here from a Rust Belt city in Ohio, and so I appreciate the green space. I appreciate that we still have monarch butterflies, and where's the brown trout guy? And I like to fly into Dulles Airport and look at the Ag Reserve on one side and something else on the other side. So, and it all comes together through all of you. So I'd certainly like to thank the county executive and his team. I'd like to thank all the contractors. How many contractors we have here? Can you raise your hand? So we have this, these contractors, these are people that really are out there on a day-to-day basis working with building owners. And I think this is the big opportunity for Montgomery County is, Montgomery County is probably a middle-aged county in terms of its building stock. We have a lot of, 1960s, 70s, 1980s office buildings, apartment buildings that are still in good economic use, but they certainly need a tune-up from the point of view of energy efficiency and sustainability. So I think, founding of the Green Bank by the county executive and others to really address this, and we've gotten a good start with Tom and his team and Rosemarie. And we've also been very fortunate that we've been able to raise some additional funds from the JPB Foundation and the Town Creek Foundation. And so we're going to take this capital and deploy it very wisely. So once again, thank you all for coming. Thank you for being part of this broader cause that affects us all.